Life does not wait for perfect timing. Every opportunity is a moving train, and those who hesitate are often left behind. Jump Forward is a call to action, a guide to breaking free from fear, procrastination, and doubt. It is not about waiting for the right moment, it is about creating it. In this book, Andrew Blood shows us how to take bold steps, embrace uncertainty, and turn challenges into momentum. If you have ever felt stuck, lost, or afraid of failure, this book will push you to rise, to act, and to jump forward into the life you truly deserve. Chapter 1. The Call to Leap. Life is full of crossroads where hesitation can mean missing the moment. Too many people stand still, waiting for conditions to be perfect, while opportunities slip silently past them. The first law of progress is movement, yet fear, doubt, and overthinking chain us in place. Jump Forward begins with a challenge. Stop waiting. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for guarantees. And do not wait until you feel ready. The truth is, readiness comes after the leap, not before. Every great story begins with a moment of risk. The entrepreneur who launches with imperfect plans, the artist who shares work that feels unfinished, the student who chooses to speak up despite trembling nerves, all embody the courage to jump forward. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision that something else matters more than fear. The first step in mastering forward momentum is reframing failure. Instead of seeing failure as evidence of weakness, view it as a signal that you dared. Most people fail silently by doing nothing, by refusing to risk embarrassment or rejection, but those who leap gather feedback, adapt, and eventually discover new levels of resilience. Failure becomes not an end, but fuel. In this opening chapter, Andrew Blood reminds us that life's greatest regrets are rarely about risks taken. They are about opportunities ignored. The law of forward movement demands urgency. Decide today to pursue the dream, the project, or the relationship that has been sitting in the back of your mind. The window will not stay open forever. The leap may feel reckless, but stagnation is the greater danger. Chapter 2. Breaking the Chains of Fear. Fear is the most powerful brake on human progress. It whispers stories of what could go wrong, paints vivid pictures of embarrassment and loss, and convinces us that safety lies in inaction. But inaction itself is the most dangerous trap of all. Fear is not an enemy to be destroyed, it is a compass to be read. Fear shows us where the treasure lies. Andrew Blood argues that fear is often a disguised signal of importance. We feel fear most intensely when we stand near something that truly matters to us, speaking on a stage, starting a business, confessing love, or changing careers. The mind screams danger, but beneath that alarm lies a message. This matters deeply. The chapter offers practical strategies to turn fear into an ally. Begin with awareness, name your fears aloud, strip them of mystery, and write them on paper. Most fears shrink once exposed to the light. Next, reframe the cost of inaction. Ask yourself, what happens if I do nothing? What pain will I face in 5 years if I never leap? This exercise often reveals that the status quo is far scarier than failure. Chapter 3. The Momentum Principle. Progress loves speed. Once movement begins, it becomes easier to keep moving. Momentum is the hidden force that separates dreamers from doers. One step leads to another, and the weight of inertia shifts from holding you back to pushing you forward. The momentum principle begins with small, deliberate action. Too many people imagine giant leaps and collapse under the pressure. Momentum is built not through massive effort, but through consistent, repeated action that compounds over time. Send one email, make one call, write one page. The smallest action can ignite the fire of progress. Andrew Blood compares momentum to riding a bicycle uphill. At first, the climb is painful, slow, and exhausting, but if you keep pedaling, the rhythm takes over. The wheels spin more easily, the slope levels out, and soon you are coasting with wind at your back. Most people quit halfway just before momentum begins to work in their favor. The chapter emphasizes the importance of routine. Habits create automatic forward motion, sparing you from the daily battle of decision-making. If you want to write, set a time each day, no matter how small. If you want to build health, begin with a short workout repeated daily. The body and mind thrive on rhythm, and rhythm generates unstoppable momentum. Distraction is the enemy of momentum. Every interruption is a brake applied to progress. Protecting focus is not optional, it is essential. Momentum thrives in protected space, where attention can flow uninterrupted toward meaningful work. Chapter 4. Vision as a compass. Without a clear vision, movement becomes meaningless. Many people hustle endlessly but in circles, confusing activity with progress. Vision is the compass that points the leap in the right direction. It doesn't need to be a perfectly detailed map. It just needs to reveal the direction of your true north. Andrew Blood explains that vision emerges from asking deep questions. What do I truly value? What future excites me, even if it scares me? These questions cut through the noise of external expectations. Too many people chase visions that belong to their parents, society, or culture. But a leap forward requires a vision that belongs to you. The author insists that vision must be written, not only imagined. Writing anchors ideas in reality and transforms vague desires into commitments. He suggests creating a future letter, a message from your future self written as if you have already achieved the life you want. This exercise clarifies priorities and ignites motivation. The beauty of vision is that it need not be fixed. Vision evolves as you grow. The key is to have enough clarity to start, while remaining flexible to adapt. A compass gives direction but doesn't dictate every step of the path. Vision transforms daily struggles into meaningful effort. When challenges arise, vision whispers, "This is why you must keep going." Without vision, the pain feels pointless. With vision, the pain becomes investment. Chapter 5. The Power of Decision. Every leap begins with a decision, not a half choice, not a maybe, but a full, committed decision. Most people sabotage themselves not because they lack ability, but because they never decide fully. They keep escape routes open, tell themselves they'll try for now, and hesitate to close the back door. Andrew Blood calls decision the moment that divides the dreamer from the doer. Decision is a cut, literally from the Latin decidere, meaning to cut off. To decide is to cut off all other possibilities. Until that moment, energy leaks in multiple directions. After decision, energy condenses into laser focus. The chapter highlights stories of leaders, athletes, and entrepreneurs who made definitive choices that changed everything. They didn't wait until circumstances were perfect. They decided, and their decision created the momentum that invited opportunities. Chapter 6. Building Inner Discipline. Discipline is the bridge between decision and destiny. Without it, decisions dissolve under the weight of distraction and emotion. Passion ignites action, but discipline sustains it. Andrew Blood describes discipline as self-respect in action. When you keep promises to yourself, you prove to your subconscious that your words matter. This builds identity. You become someone who follows through. Identity fuels behavior more strongly than motivation. Discipline requires systems. Habits, routines, and environmental design matter more than willpower. The author emphasizes building structures that make success automatic, laying gym clothes out the night before, scheduling writing time, turning off notifications. Small tweaks to environment make discipline easier than relying on raw force of will, but discipline is not about punishment or rigidity, it's about alignment. When discipline feels oppressive, it is usually because the vision behind it is unclear. With a strong why, discipline feels like devotion. Without a why, it feels like slavery. The chapter closes with a reminder: successful people are not more talented, they are more consistent. Talent begins the race, but discipline finishes it. Chapter 7. The Network Effect. No one leaps forward alone. Every great leap is supported, challenged, or accelerated by others. Human beings are social engines, and the people around us act like gravity, pulling us up or pulling us down. Andrew Blood introduces the network effect of progress. Proximity fuels possibility. Being near ambitious, forward-moving people normalizes ambition. Accountability accelerates growth. Sharing goals with others increases the likelihood of persistence. Collaboration multiplies impact. A lone voice can echo, but a choir can shake walls. The author encourages readers to audit their circle. Who drains your energy? Who challenges you to grow? Too often we keep relationships by default, not by design. A leap forward may require releasing toxic ties and intentionally seeking empowering environments. Mentorship is emphasized as a shortcut. Learning from others' scars saves years of wasted mistakes. The right mentor collapses time, giving you access to wisdom earned through decades. Ultimately, the network effect reminds us, you rise or fall to the level of those around you. Choose wisely, for their momentum becomes yours. Chapter 8. The Resilience Factor. Every leap faces resistance, obstacles, rejections, failures. These are not signs of misdirection, but proof you are in motion. Resilience is the capacity to absorb blows without breaking, to adapt under pressure without losing hope. Andrew Blood reframes setbacks as training. Just as muscles grow through micro tears, character grows through adversity. Pain is not punishment, it is preparation. The resilient see every difficulty as raw material for growth. The chapter offers a resilience toolkit. Reframe the story. Instead of "why me?" ask, "what is this teaching me?" Remember past victories. Journaling past challenges overcome builds confidence for current trials. Anchor in vision. Resilience weakens when the struggle feels meaningless. Vision restores meaning. The author shares stories of innovators who failed repeatedly before breaking through. Writers rejected dozens of times. Entrepreneurs bankrupted before success. Their secret was not luck, but stubborn persistence. Resilience does not mean ignoring pain. It means acknowledging pain but refusing to surrender. To leap forward is to accept storms as part of the journey, not evidence of the wrong path. Chapter 9. The Innovation Mindset. Progress demands creativity. To leap forward, you must think differently, challenge assumptions, and experiment boldly. Innovation is not just for inventors, it is a mindset anyone can adopt. Andrew Blood explains that innovation thrives where curiosity lives. Children naturally innovate because they ask, "Why not?" Adults stop innovating because they accept that's how it's always done. To regain creativity, we must rekindle childlike questioning. The chapter encourages risk-taking in ideas. Innovation means many failures, but each failure plants seeds of discovery. Safe thinking produces predictable results. Bold thinking produces breakthroughs. Practical tools include brainstorming without judgment, seeking inspiration outside your field, and practicing idea quotas, forcing yourself to create 10 ideas daily, even if most are bad. Quantity breeds quality. Innovation mindset also requires humility, the willingness to be wrong and learn fast. The ego clings to certainty, but innovation thrives on experimentation. The leap forward demands not only motion, but imagination. The world changes too quickly for static thinking. Innovation is the language of forward movement. Chapter 10. The Energy Equation. Movement requires energy. Yet most people treat energy as accidental, relying on caffeine and luck to power their days. Energy is not random, it is managed, cultivated, and protected. Andrew Blood identifies 3 pillars of energy. 1. Physical energy. Sleep, nutrition, and exercise are non-negotiable foundations. 2. Emotional energy. Relationships, gratitude, and joy fuel resilience and optimism. 3. Mental energy. Focus, clarity, and rest cycles sustain creativity. The chapter warns against energy leaks, toxic relationships, endless scrolling, poor diet, and lack of recovery. Every leak, though small, drains momentum. Protecting energy is as important as generating it. The author emphasizes rituals, morning practices, exercise routines, journaling as energy investments. Even small habits compound into extraordinary vitality. Energy is the currency of progress. Without it, vision collapses into fatigue, discipline turns into burnout, and innovation fades into apathy. The leap forward requires treating your energy as your most precious asset. Chapter 11. The Courage to Fail. Fear of failure is the greatest anchor that prevents people from leaping forward. Society conditions us to treat failure as humiliation, as evidence of weakness, and as something to avoid at all costs. But Andrew Blood flips this belief upside down. Failure, he insists, is not a verdict, but a vehicle. Every leap requires courage to stumble, fall, and rise again. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to act despite fear. The courageous feel trembling in their chest, doubt in their mind, and whispers of insecurity in their ear, yet they move anyway. Failure becomes a teacher rather than a tormentor. The author shares stories of artists, athletes, and pioneers who embraced repeated failures as stepping stones. They understood that failure is feedback. Each attempt sharpens skill, clarifies direction, and eliminates wrong paths until the right one is revealed. The leap forward demands rewriting the definition of failure, not the end of the journey, but the proof you are on it. Chapter 12. Mastering. Time is the one currency that cannot be earned back. While money, opportunities, and resources can return, wasted time is forever lost. To leap forward requires mastery over how time is used, guarded, and invested. Andrew Blood reveals that most people do not lack time, they lack clarity and boundaries. They spend days reacting instead of directing, giving their best hours to distractions and trivialities. To master time is to treat it as sacred, to allocate it with the same seriousness as money. The author encourages designing time in alignment with vision. The first hours of the day should be devoted to creation, focus, and movement toward long-term goals. Meetings, emails, and noise should come later. This flips the common mistake of starting days in reaction mode. Time mastery also requires ruthless elimination. Every yes to one activity is a no to countless others. Saying no is not selfish, it is strategic. Guarding your time ensures your energy flows where it matters most. To leap forward is to stop counting time and start making time count. Chapter 13. The Inner Voice. Every person carries an inner voice, a constant dialogue within the mind. For some, it is a harsh critic that crushes confidence. For others, it is a cheerleader that fuels persistence. The leap forward requires mastering this voice, shaping it into an ally rather than an enemy. Andrew Blood explains that thoughts are not commands, but suggestions. You cannot always control which thoughts appear, but you can choose which ones to believe and amplify. Most people unconsciously replay negative narratives. I am not good enough. I always fail. This is impossible. These beliefs sabotage action before it begins. To rewire the inner voice, the author suggests conscious practices, affirmations spoken aloud, visualization of success, and gratitude, journaling to shift mental focus. Over time, these practices sculpt the subconscious to default toward optimism and resilience. The inner voice determines whether failure breaks you or builds you. It determines whether obstacles are mountains or stepping stones. To leap forward, you must become the author of your own internal script, one that empowers instead of imprisons. Chapter 14. Momentum over perfection. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Many people never leap because they wait until conditions are flawless, skills are complete, or confidence is unshakable. But waiting for perfection is waiting for eternity. The leap forward is fueled not by flawless execution, but by consistent momentum. Andrew Blood describes momentum as the compound interest of effort. Small, imperfect steps taken daily accumulate into extraordinary results. The first attempt may be clumsy, but momentum transforms clumsiness into competence and eventually into mastery. The chapter stresses the importance of starting before you feel ready. Readiness is a myth created by fear to delay action. History rewards those who moved before certainty, who acted in the fog and discovered clarity only by walking through it. Momentum builds self-trust. Every completed action whispers, "I can do this." That whisper grows louder until it drowns out doubt. Perfection stalls, but momentum carries. The leap forward belongs not to the flawless, but to the fearless. Chapter 15. Gratitude as fuel. Progress is not only built by ambition, but also sustained by gratitude. Ambition without gratitude becomes a restless hunger, never satisfied, always chasing the next achievement without joy. Gratitude grounds ambition, turning the journey itself into a reward. Andrew Blood highlights gratitude as a performance enhancer. Neuroscience shows that gratitude rewires the brain toward optimism, resilience, and creativity. When you appreciate what you have, you expand your capacity to pursue what you want. Gratitude transforms scarcity into abundance, shifting focus from what is missing to what is already present. The author suggests practical rituals, starting and ending each day by listing things you are grateful for, expressing appreciation to others, and pausing during stress to remember blessings. These simple practices expand perspective and fuel emotional energy. Gratitude does not mean complacency, it means acknowledging progress while still reaching higher. Gratitude makes the leap forward sustainable because it ensures you do not collapse from emptiness, even after reaching milestones. The grateful are not only richer in spirit, they are also more magnetic to opportunity and connection. Chapter 16. The Power of Adaptability. The world is in constant motion, and those who cling rigidly to fixed plans often break when reality shifts. Andrew Blood describes adaptability as the hidden strength of great achievers. To leap forward is to remain flexible, to adjust sails when the winds change, and to improvise without losing direction. Adaptability is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the ability to recognize when persistence becomes stubbornness and when change becomes opportunity. The adaptable mind stays curious, embraces experimentation, and thrives in uncertainty. Instead of fearing the unknown, it sees it as a playground of possibilities. The author reminds us that history rewards not the strongest, but the most adaptable. To leap forward is to evolve faster than obstacles evolve against you. Chapter 17. Influence and Impact. The leap forward is never just about personal success. True progress expands outward, touching the lives of others. Andrew Blood explains that influence is not manipulation but inspiration. It is the art of leading by example, showing through action what is possible, and sparking change in those who watch. Impact multiplies when one chooses service over selfishness. When your leap lifts others, your momentum becomes unstoppable. Influence is created by integrity, consistency, and authenticity, not empty words. The author emphasizes that every person has influence whether they recognize it or not. Every choice sends ripples into the world. To leap forward is to be intentional about those ripples, to craft a legacy that outlives you. Chapter 18. The balance of rest. Constant movement without recovery leads to collapse. Many people sabotage their leap by glorifying exhaustion, treating burnout as a badge of honor. But Andrew Blood argues that rest is not a weakness, it is a weapon. Rest restores creativity, sharpens focus, and rebuilds resilience. It is in stillness that breakthroughs often arrive. Just as athletes train intensely but also recover intentionally, achievers must honor cycles of work and rest. The author suggests embracing rest not as escape but as strategy. Sleep, meditation, nature walks, and moments of silence are all investments. They refill the well so the leap forward can continue with energy and clarity. Without rest, effort becomes noise. With rest, effort becomes music. Chapter 19. The Fire of Purpose. Purpose is the deepest fuel of progress. Money, recognition, and comfort may motivate for a season, but only purpose sustains for a lifetime. Andrew Blood defines purpose as the alignment of personal passion with service to something greater than oneself. When actions connect to purpose, discipline feels lighter, sacrifices feel meaningful, and obstacles feel conquerable. Purpose transforms suffering into significance. It whispers meaning into moments of doubt and becomes the guiding flame when darkness surrounds. The author encourages readers to continually refine their sense of purpose. It is not always discovered in a single lightning strike, but often revealed through experiences, service, and reflection. To leap forward is to keep chasing the call of purpose, even when the path is uncertain. Chapter 20. Becoming the leap. The final stage of the journey is not about a single leap, but about becoming the leap itself. Andrew Blood explains that the ultimate transformation is when forward motion becomes identity, when progress is no longer just something you do, but something you are. At this stage, the leap is no longer about proving anything to others. It is about embodying growth, living courageously, and inspiring by presence alone. To become the leap is to carry momentum in every area of life, to face challenges not with fear, but with curiosity, and to treat each day as a chance to step higher. The leap is not an event, it is a lifestyle, and once you become the leap, you never truly stop moving forward.